Fellas, say goodbye to Chuck Sherman the boy. I am now a man. I highly recommend you join the club. We are doing the wild thing all night.
Acid house music.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sherm.
Sherman, I cooked all this food. Is that all you gonna eat?
General Sherman realized and understood the importance of house music.
So, do you know anything about techno?
No.
Listen.
Get it on. Yo, what's good, everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm, and today is Wednesday, December 29th, 2021, and this is episode 191. I hope everyone is enjoying their holiday season and is hopefully spending some much-needed time with their friends and family. Episode 191 features the one, the only, Avi Sic, and I am so excited to share this interview with you because I'm such a big fan of this artist, and I'm truly honored to have her on the show. At episode 191, we got it all in and started by talking about how she became Avi Sic. Avi grew up in Connecticut and spent a lot of time in Boston and New York City exploring the cities and absorbing the many types of cultures found across the East Coast. At age 15, she got her first 2-channel vinyl mixer and fell in love with DJing. She also played multiple instruments in high school and took her passion to the Savannah College of Art and Design. Eventually, she found herself in Chicago and has worked her way up to become a top-tier DJ in the city, and she continues to achieve high levels of greatness with every set. We, of course, talked about her DJ career. Avi plays over 300 shows a year and has shared the stage with Diplo, Cardi B, Grime, Lil Jon, and so many more. She was also the first female DJ in Chicago to have a mixed show residency on KISS FM and iHeartRadio, and she's also the official concourse DJ for the Chicago Bulls. Oh, and she also has worked with high-profile clients like Nike, RedBull, and Google. Ever heard of them? We got the lowdown on how she physically and mentally keeps up with her schedule and some of her secrets to success as a DJ. Also loved getting into Avi's discography. Not only is she a sick DJ, but she's really coming into her own as a producer. We went deep on tracks like Love Yourself with Raquel Rains, In the Closet with Stephen Voice, and Drowning in Your Love with Trentino. Avi's style and production is produce what comes natural and to always enjoy the process. Loved this portion of the interview. I've looked up to Avi for years and have a profound amount of respect for her talent and hard work that she continues to put in on a daily basis. She's one of the most well-known and sought-out DJs in Chicago, and I have no doubt that her footprint will continue to grow more and more outside the city and across the world. Much love, Avi, and let's get into it right now so you guys can hear her story for yourselves. This is episode 191 with Avi Sic. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm here with one of my favorite DJs in the scene, Avi fucking Sic. What is good? And if you didn't know already, yes, you can cuss. So that's cool, right?
Cool.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, motherfucker. I'm so happy to have you here. You just said, we've, met and hung out and stuff, and, obviously just being a DJ in Chicago, passing off the decks, and we both work with Music Trust, but there's nothing like actually getting to sit down one-on-one with someone who I know is so busy, and it's a pleasure.
Yeah, to sit down with you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, love the show, love everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we're over 5 years deep.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be episode 191.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It is crazy though, you never really get to, you see people in the club, it's loud, it's quick.
You can't.
It's not.
We're not getting to know
deep.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not deep. No, it's the opposite.
Yeah. I always enjoy seeing people in the real world.
Right. Know? And that's the funny thing, too, about the club is, if you're there with people you do know,
right.
Your DJ friends, somehow we're able to have a great conversation. Sometimes. It depends how loud the booth is. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's such a strange thing, when you're trying to get into the game, at least my experience when I was a DJ, I was I got to go to these clubs and I got to walk up to the DJ and I got to give him my card and I got to give him a shot and how do I get a gig here?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's nothing a DJ loves more than that.
There's nothing a DJ DJing, loves more.
They just want to help you out and give you an opportunity.
Right. Oh, God. It's confusing how to break in. But
it is.
You have to try and find a way.
Yeah.
That's really, we'll get into a bunch of advice here, but do you remember the first DJ you met? Yeah. Who was the first DJ you met in Chicago?
Good question. First DJ I met.
Yeah.
Well, a DJ that people would know the name now?
No, whoever.
Jeez.
Whoever resonates to you.
DJ. Hard to say the first, but like, so I started DJing probably back in like 2005 and 6.
Jeez.
So I was like Wicker Park was kind of like the mecca
Yeah.
of DJing back then.
Yeah.
So actually, like Matt Roan and East 6 were some of the first people I met.
Yeah, he's
They
come
had-
up a few times.
Yeah, they had like a duo thing called Dance Party Magic. They were throwing parties. I met this guy named Paul Blair, DJ White Shadow. That's a whole separate story. But well, I ended up kind of like
White
interning
Shadow.
for him.
Clayton has told me about him.
Right.
He's huge now,
So-
isn't he?
And Clay, yeah, he's like Lady Gaga's producer. So I
That's the
actually,
guy.
yeah, he mentored me.
That's
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I just had so many fucking
So
dots
through him,
connect.
that kind of opened up the door to like a lot of other DJs.
That's sick.
But Clayton I've known forever also.
Yeah, of
like
course.
back around that time.
Yeah.
Psy, Gem.
Yep.
And then all like the the Porny Chicken guys, they were still doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dom, the Rehab, Derek Barry.
Wow.
And who else? First, I mean that's probably I guess like a starting point, but
Those are all great people, though.
it's great though. I mean like a lot of these guys, they're still doing it, still doing their thing,
And running the scene, or at least contributing back to the scene more so than running it.
And not just DJing, but like doing things that just involve music on some level.
Absolutely.
Which is cool.
I have so much respect for the DJ firm and the Music Trust and
Yeah.
all the other collectives here that like really run a business.
Right.
Like I was, Clayton's been asking for some more like house DJs, right? And I'm like, okay, like you got to know these guys like expect they don't get paid, they expect they don't get drink tickets. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be treating them like royalty, and they're gonna be so happy with you. He's like, send them over.
I mean that's any new DJ.
It's so true.
Oh my god, $50 bar tab.
$50.
And $50. Like you won the lottery.
I know. And I'm like, yeah, and they mail you a check and it comes on
Yeah.
time. How about that? They're like, really?
But then they're like, how do I do taxes?
Yeah. Honestly, that's another podcast. Some of these people out here sending their W-9 with their home address on there, and I'm like, dude, you got to get an LLC going, man.
It's a whole learning thing.
Doesn't
and
happen on
it
day
just
one.
changes over time too.
Yeah.
Things have changed. It'll be paid in cryptocurrencies soon.
Oh, for sure.
Paid in an NFT.
Oh, my God. What's the name of your LLC? Is it Avi Sic LLC?
I don't have an LLC.
You don't have an LLC?
No.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Well, I guess...
I mean, don't try to steal my identity or
No.
anything,
Well, I
but-
guess that would make sense. Did you
No.
ever think about it?
Yeah. Just didn't make sense for me
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, for sure. No one's coming after you. It's literally
I
liability.
mean, they can.
Right?
I do all my... but I mean, if there's anything with like an event or something that I'm doing that requires like insurance, it's not... You
Yeah.
like buy one-off insurance for stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's just... I don't know. There
Dude.
was no incentive for me to do it.
I think
I've seen all the, things, and
Yeah.
but even just to pay that bit of money made no sense for me.
If you're listening out there on YouTube or wherever, let us know if you have an LLC, because I'm curious to know. I just wanted to see Sherm in the Booth LLC on a credit card.
That's fair.
I think that was more of
Okay,
my
I will
reason
be.
for it.
I will be honest though. It does make taxes like kind of hellish at the end of every year because
You have to separate.
I have a terrible system, honestly. Every year I say, no, but next year I'm going to do it like this. And then I don't because I'm like, no, I want to use this credit card because I want all the points on that one and then
Yeah.
that one. But wait, that wasn't the one I was supposed to use to make it all easy.
Yeah.
It's hell.
Oh, God, okay. All right,
So,
well, thanks for being honest.
2 more months. It's going to be great.
Shit, I gotta do taxes again,
Yeah.
dude. Fuck.
It always feels like that. Again?
And there's always some friend that like says, already did my taxes. I'm like, did you?
Yeah.
Did you? It's January. I got a fucking accountant, the Goldstein family out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
This guy, straight hustler. He literally approached my dad when he was a doctor in Pittsburgh. He just went into the hospital and was going out to doctors and being like, hi, I'm Bob Goldstein. I'd like to do your taxes for you. 35
for him.
years
That's
we've been
a-
working with this
that's
Jew,
a
man.
salesman.
He's
That's
a
a
fucking
door
great
to
guy.
door.
I love this family. They do such a great job. And people are like, I don't know why you mail your... Like, literally my mom will, like,
Yeah.
mail me my taxes, like, in a giant manila envelope.
Yeah.
And one time I, like, was, like, printing stuff out at work, and someone was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, this is how they do it, I guess.
I mean, honestly, my accountant doesn't live close either, so I have
Yeah.
to do everything kind of
You mail
virtually.
it too?
You know who introduced me to my accountant was Dante. Dante's
Really?
accountant. I was looking for an accountant, and he was like, I got a good one. And I've been with her for like 6 years. 6 or 7 years. She's great.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, DJs, if you need an accountant out there. Wow.
Hit the DM.
That's right. Hit a DM. No one's gotten in your DM for accountant advice. That's for sure.
So you'd stand out.
See, you never know what we're going to talk about on Sherm in the Booth. That's how it goes. Avi, I do have a fun question for you.
Okay.
So you've DJ'd festivals, clubs, bars, everything else in between. What's the most underrated show that you love to play at, like a venue or like whatever it might be? You know, like, oh, that crowd kind of goes off.
Like a reoccurring one, or
Well,
like of all time?
Maybe of all time, whatever comes to your mind.
I mean, I guess really I feel like back in the day is when the shows just hit different.
I bet they did.
And I don't know if that's because I'm just used to it now. And it was so exciting when I was starting out.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's it, or if it's because, like, the scene was just better. I hate to say it, but, like, more open to DJing and not just having to play, like, top 40 so people buy bottles and some of, like, the garbage direction it is now.
I understand.
I mean, it used to be, like, you just want to make the whole place sweat.
Yeah.
You know? And play, like, the weirdest, dirtiest, strangest beats, like, that anybody's heard, and people just, like, melt their faces off, you know?
Shit.
Like the blog house days.
Sounds like Evil Olive.
Yeah, so honestly, I would say places like Evil Olive, Debonair, Liquor, what was that place called? Liquor,
Not Liquor.
Something Liquors. It was, like, right across from Debonair.
I
don't know.
Fuck.
Right.
Trying to tip my tongue.
So, and where else? There was, like, another, all that whole, like, strip. There was all the Sonatech, like, which is now a beauty bar. But, like, back in the day, like, that place was crazy. And then even, like, the downtown places, and I guess I'm speaking strictly Chicago clubs right now, not everywhere else.
Right.
But, yeah, it was a different vibe.
Totally.
So I don't know if I answered your question at all,
I think you did. Well, I mean, it's true, and this has come up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of the world we live in today. Like, in 2010, like, social media had power, but not the power that it has these days. Places are popular because of a TikTok video that went viral, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, as a DJ, like, sometimes our job gets lost on the people in the venue, and that sucks for us because we know how important the music is and the energy that we create.
Yeah.
Shit did hit different back in the day, dude.
It did hit different, and, like, I mean, I think when I started DJing too, like, Facebook wasn't out yet. It was, like, still MySpace.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was different. It's
so
like
people
you
just
send,
went
like,
out.
these funny, like, invites, and it wasn't like what it is, you know, now. It was just different.
Yeah.
You know, and no one really talked about what happened that night. Like, you were just there and you experienced it.
Fuck yeah.
And it was like word of mouth. Like, that place was crazy. This place is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore, is it?
I mean, there are still plenty of, like, fun gigs, and I have a great time playing a lot of stuff, especially, like, festivals and stuff. Like, that's just, like, just have fun with it. Like,
that's the easy answer.
Yeah. So.
How was Spring Awakening? You played this year, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
What day did you play?
I got the main stage, so I got my
You got the main stage, dude?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It was huge. I was, like,
huge.
This big on it.
I was there. It was huge.
This big on it, literally.
So wide.
I was standing on a platform, like, probably that went up to here, because they have, like, the LED screen in front.
Right.
And I was, like, saying, like, no one's going to see me. So, like, I asked, I was like, do you guys have, like, an extra riser? I needed, like, an extra one, because I'm super short. I need a riser, like, 5 out of 10 times anyway.
Yeah.
But for this, I was like, I need, like, 5 risers. And then I was hovering above it.
Oh my gosh. Looking like Shaq.
I'm cooking, like, cooking on the burners. Like,
what do you do if you can't get a riser? Tippy toe it?
I don't know what I would have done. You would not have been able to see me. It would have been like this. But then I was, like, a little too high. It was fun.
It's such a fine level with the height of the decks. Like, if it's too low, I'm like, fuck, this is, like, so weird. But if it's too high and I'm like this,
it's weirder.
Hanging
it's even
up
weirder.
Shit, like, way too high in my closet.
I'm used to usually them being a little high. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm used to, like, at least, like, sometimes I have to, like, go up like this. 'Cause
Right.
for me, comfortable is down here.
Yeah.
That's low.
That's low.
I'm, like, 5'3".
Yeah. Are you?
I think so.
I thought you were a little taller than that.
Am I? I don't know.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Get the tape measure.
I'm getting shorter, dude. That's for sure. Fucking A.
Maybe it's my heels of my Tevas.
Yes. Check out those Tevas, everybody, okay? That's the real deal.
This was actually an Instagram ad, and I was like, Teva? No way. I got these like 3 years ago, and they've become like
oh, dude, they
my
got
favorite
you.
winter
They found
shoe.
you out.
They're so comfortable.
Now I'm gonna
warm.
get a Teva ad. I've got special
Probably
shoes
are.
on today too. I've got some cool shoes on as well.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got some swag. It's all about the shoe swag as a DJ, right? Like a lot of times you just wear like black and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like I gotta get some color on.
Yeah.
Me. Right?
Facts.
Dude, but like you DJ like so fucking much, and I'm kind of skipping forward, but I was thinking this like I have to wear specific shoes if I know I'm playing like a 4 or 5 hour set.
God. So I'll be honest, the most comfortable shoe, the shoe I'm usually DJing in, because it's just so comfortable for me, are Yeezys, and I hate to like
no
say it,
shit. They are comfortable.
but like they're really comfortable.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Why do you're not ashamed? That's
Well,
legit.
I'm not ashamed, but I'm gonna also say something and just call myself out.
Okay, go.
So I do have a real pair of Yeezys, but the Yeezys that I wear the most are like these $60 Yeezys from DHgate.
Oh,
they are the most comfortable shoe I own. So that's it. So you won't know if I'm wearing the real ones or the fake.
That's
ones.
good. I won't know and I won't tell.
And they get dirty as shit anyway.
That's good advice. I'm rocking the Addy Boost usually because they just feel good. You know?
Yeah. I guess just find the shoe that's comfortable. But like, especially if I'm like doubling, tripling sets and I'm playing literally like I'm on my feet all day, maybe with some breaks, but still
Dude.
like it feels like you're on your feet all day, even if you get
You
those
are.
breaks. And like, yeah, my feet hurt sometimes.
Lower back.
My
too.
back hurts. My neck hurts.
Listen to us for like
Carrying
two
the
old Jewish
backpack.
DJs, dude.
Yeah.
God, we're very fun and lively. Book us at your next event.
Well, we won't complain.
We won't complain. We'll complain to each other.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Great answer. Okay. Backtrack. You told me before we went live, I knew you're from the East Coast.
Yes.
Connecticut born and raised.
Not born, but
Not born?
But stayed in Connecticut or was raised in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Between Connecticut and Boston.
Okay.
Where like my grandparents lived.
Yeah.
On both sides, I had family in Boston,
Mhm.
so we would make that 3-hour drive, like I
love
for
Boston.
the holidays.
I just
and
went
all
there for the
stuff.
first time.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
had
beautiful.
3
It's actually
lobsters, like full lobsters.
lobster.
Dude, I was
The
like,
lobster.
I was like, oh, sick. I'm gonna get like some lobster rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
No, it was like, we got
And
these.
it's
We're gonna
not sick.
boil them.
It's wicked.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking
Wicked good lobster.
wicked good lobster. And it was good, but by the 3rd lobster, I was like, dude, I can't keep eating these
I'm
fucking raw
actually
lobsters.
not a fan. Like,
it's just like-
I like crab.
It's a little bit barbaric by the 3rd one, you know? I'm like,
That's a lot.
oh my god, like, why does this keep happening? And my fiance's like, I'll eat yours. I'm like, fuck, dude. That's a little intense.
Yeah.
It's a great, like, just culture up there. Like,
Yeah, I mean the East Coast just in general it's a different vibe.
I love the East Coast.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Same.
I always had, I wouldn't call it a pipe dream of moving to New York City, but I told you my dad's from there. My cousin lived there for a long time. My aunt and uncle lived in the upper west side of Manhattan for 40 years.
Okay.
So I visited a lot. And it really was the reason I got, like, the itch to move to a big city.
Same. We took the train. So where I lived, there was a train, and you go just direct into
What
Grand
was it,
Central
like
Station.
2 hours, maybe?
A little less even, if it's like the
That's awesome.
peak hour they call it or something like that. So yeah, just direct there, and then like literally it's a 5-minute drive from that train station to where I grew up.
It's awesome.
So like we would, as we got older, got my first tattoo at 14.
Yeah.
Did all the things.
So your parents would let you go alone, or like with your friends?
Would they let me? I don't know. Did I? Yes.
Yeah. A little bit of a rebel, huh?
They were, it's funny. My mom was the mayor, and my father was a police officer.
Oh, you were born to rebel.
As in, like, yeah, they're, like, heavy in the public service. And then me and my brother were just like, we're gonna make your lives as hard as we can.
She was the mayor and your dad was a police officer. That's like the most political pull ever.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you were born to be a DJ for sure. That's too much like one-sided, you know.
I know. Actually, they bought me my first DJ equipment when I was like 15.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. Yeah, for a Hanukkah gift. It was a DJ in a box. I get from 123dj.com.
Dude, 123DJ, I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
DJ in a box?
It was like one box with 2 turntables. I think they were belt drive turntables and this like little 2-channel mixer. I don't even know if there was an actual brand or not.
No.
Yeah.
Plastic.
But worked.
Fuck yeah, it worked.
I did. I mean, I don't know. I would throw dance parties for friends, play like Madonna records.
Would it connect? Would you connect to Serato or something? Or was
This was before Serato.
This was like when it was like the system.
Yeah, I don't want to give my age away, but this was long before Serato. This was probably, oh my God, I think 25. This was like 10 years before Serato, if not more.
So, I mean, like for those that don't know, like how did you hook it up? You had a computer?
No, I played records.
You literally played belt drive
That's how I started
records.
DJing.
Vinyl records.
Vinyl, yeah. I started.
I was confused. Okay,
Oh,
got it. That was like DJ in a box, and I'm picturing. I'm like,
No, it was just called DJ in a box. It was like how they marketed the 2 turntables
Smart.
and the mixer.
Yeah.
And so all you do is buy the DJ in a box if you don't know what you're buying. Like, if you don't actually know DJ equipment. My mom bought the DJ in a box. Go be a DJ. Here's your DJ in a box stuff. Yeah, but no, it was a real setup.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah, and then would buy records and...
Would you go to like the city and buy records and shit?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing like buying vinyl records, right? Like I've had this conversation so many times. The difference between like buying a vinyl record, right? Like those are like some of my parents' records, like the original Michael Jackson Thriller. And
I would steal some of my mom's stuff too. They were not
for
happy
sure,
about
not
it.
happy
You're
about
ruining
it.
it all.
Yeah, I know.
Electric light orchestra and like these weird rock and roll records. I don't even know. I probably had the most eclectic collection.
Says a lot about you today, though.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing like the feeling in... I've gone to record stores now, right? Like when I started DJing, it's all electronic, right? But the difference between buying a record, listening to it in the store, and being like, I'm gonna go and play it, and you really like, I don't know, it's like pen to paper versus like typing an email. Like today, I go on to a DJ pool and download it and put it on my record box and push play.
And then spacebar off. If you don't like it, move on. But like a record, you have to like...
You commit to it.
You put it down.
Yeah.
You play it.
Yeah, play the whole thing
Give it
too.
some time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Can I move this forward?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, get comfortable. Comfortable.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, there we go. All right. I think and it's unfortunately it's not an art that's lost on DJs today, but I do think it's something that's so important to understand about when DJing started, like in Chicago and in New York and in Detroit, right? Like the legendary Frankie Knuckles, he would have 2 of the same records a lot of the time, so that he could transition from one of the vinyl records, continue playing that song, and then go back into another new one. And that blew my mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I learned was doubles.
Doubles, right?
That's why I learned
Is that
how to
what
mix.
it's called? That's the style?
I don't know. That's what we always
Something
call it.
like
We
that,
just called it doubles because you learn if you can mix the record.
Yeah.
So you can go back and forth, and it sounds, it's unchanged.
Yeah.
Then you've successfully beat matched. Wow. So it's doubles, and then obviously if you're doing like DJ tricks and stuff, then you can you can.
Did you learn it all on your own though?
Yeah, absolutely, self-taught. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Self-taught, but I had what's it called? VHSs, which then became DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, how to DJ and Qbert I had.
Yep.
And all these, hip-hop DJs. I would listen to Z-Trip. He was like I was obsessed. And it's funny because I met him later in life a few times, and we became friendly.
And you told him the story?
I have told him the story.
Yeah.
Ish. Not to freak him out. But
right.
I think one of the first times I met him, I was like, wow. Oh, I think maybe it was the second time I had met him, but when the mid opened, I was the DJ, the opening DJ. Haha.
Fuck, put that on your gravestone. That's sick, though.
Please.
I think that's cool.
So yeah, and that Z-Trip was the feature. He was the headlining DJ of when the Mid opened. So that also shows you very different, like what DJing was to like, you know, from that to like when Prism opened, let's say, like the kind of music that was being played.
The form
it's
of
just
entertainment
evolved.
too.
It's just different, and the form of entertainment, because he's like, you know, he started on vinyl. He's you know, the vinyl guy. I was always kind of for a long time like, like when CDs started getting, or CDJs started getting popular or whatever, I was like, oh yeah, but I want the turntables.
Yeah.
So then they'd hook up the turntables for me and this and that. And then when I actually sat down and said, you know what, I'm going to just stop being such a baby about this and like see what's up with them, I was like, oh my God, CDJs are the best thing in the world. Get these huge ass pieces of equipment away from me. I love CDJs for so many reasons. Oh, the first ones I touched?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I mean, it had to be an old model. Like
I love seeing that picture of like all the CDJs. Have you seen that?
No,
where it's
I
like
haven't.
First generation all the way up to the 3000s.
Yeah,
and you can
very
see
different.
like what they've added, subtracted, taken back, brought back.
It was like the very basic ones where I don't even think the platter really moved. Like, like it wasn't even, you know, but I think by that time, obviously I was on Serato. So you're not really, you're looking more at your screen than you are down. Like when you're DJing with vinyl and you're looking for your marker and listening. So, I stopped listening completely.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't ever listen. Sometimes I DJ without headphones. It's all right there.
It's right fucking there. And like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel to be a DJ. Like, fundamentally.
No. You have to know how to count. You have to know how to count 8 beats in your head, 16 beats in your head.
Yep.
You literally shut your eyes and mix properly if you know how to count.
And when you start doing it for long enough too, you don't even realize you're counting.
True. Right.
Like I can actually, depending on the situation, I can actually be talking to someone.
Oh, I carry out full conversations. I know, or I'm like literally full texting, and then just like right before I know something's about to do, I still go back to. I don't think about it. It's become mindless because it's been so long.
I know it is.
But back in the day, man, I remember. I actually started when I first went to digital. Mm-hmm. There was Serato, maybe Tractor was out, maybe not. I can't remember if that came a little later, but there was a third program that only one other person, the whole city of Chicago, used, and we became good friends because we had to keep asking each other, like when things would go wrong, we only had each other to ask. I don't know why I didn't just get Serato, but it was called Torque. Because I wanted to be different. I love to be different. And I was like, I don't want what everyone else has. I'm going to use this other program called Torque. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Torque. Yeah, I think it was M Audio.
Okay. Legit though.
No, it was legit.
M Audio's legit.
It's the same thing. I mean, you had your vinyl that was the time code.
Right.
Or CD, I guess later. But so I started out on this on Torque. And no one else was using it, and so you know how Serato had a box?
Yeah.
Torque had its own box.
Oh.
So then,
so they were just straight.
The more I got DJing at like bigger clubs and this stuff, it's like you have a what box? It's kind of like now what I would say to a controller DJ. Like, you're about to what? It's all right here. You're about to what?
Yeah.
That's another topic. But so I was using this program called Torque. Is how I started with. That I was saying something else, but then I got lost in the Torque.
Well, I'm interested in the Torque.
Yeah. Torque.
Who was the other DJ?
Hiroki.
Hiroki.
Yeah, not Heroku. Hiroki.
Yeah, Hiroki.
Yeah,
I've
like
heard that
hip
name in
hop
so
DJ.
long. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Mr. Shaw brought them. That name has come up before for sure.
Hiroki? I'd be surprised if they know each other, but
I don't know if they know each other, but the name has come up for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a memorable name.
He was old school. Oh, Empire Liquors, that was the place, by the way, because Hiroki was one of their resident
Liquors.
DJs. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And yeah.
Anyway, Torque.
Torque, not twerk. Although now I feel like something called twerk would be dope.
Dude, I remember those fucking Serato boxes, like. I don't know. And you see somebody come up in the club with like a big controller and they put it like on top of the CDJ. And I know we could probably go down a black hole right now.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
Shit.
Adjust myself.
But
Cut it out.
Please don't do that. That's all I want to say. Please don't do that. Learn the ways. It's really important that you make transitions between DJs very easy.
Yeah. Yeah, because why be difficult when it can just be so easy?
Yeah, right, literally.
That's
the whole
it's something
point.
I'll just never understand. And then, like, you expect, well, fine, if this is what they need and this is what makes her comfortable, then fine, they'll just do their thing. But then they, 9 times out of 10 stand there like assholes, not knowing what to do. Anyway,
Yeah,
so.
I know. And then you gotta help them, and you're like, okay, well.
It's funny though too, because you help the ones that are headlining a lot of the
Yes. So
it's,
true.
It's I don't know.
Why how did this? How did you get here?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it sucks to know so much.
I
'Cause
know.
Then you're just like, how did I get this job of helping you when you're getting paid $50,000 and I'm getting paid $500?
Unreal. So true.
But
Another topic. We've come up with a lot of future podcast opportunities here. I like that. I like talking to you. Okay, so fast forward to where you're at now.
Okay.
Your journey into DJing. Sitting here, you play over 300 shows a year, for sure.
Yeah.
You've shared the stage with some of the biggest names like Calvin Harris, Diplo, Cardi B. I remember that. I remember seeing that video. That's sick. Doja Cat, Lil Wayne, Flo Rida, Jason Derulo, RL Grime, more. You are also the first female DJ in Chicago to have a mixed show residency on iHeart and KISS FM. I told you I do my research. You're also the official concourse DJ for the Chicago Bulls. You've also worked with high-profile clients. This is very journalistic right now. I'm trying to
he's done his research.
I need to lighten it up a
Waiting
little bit.
to correct you.
It's so
Let's
legit
see.
though. Like Nike, Google, RedBull, and OnlyFans. Like, give me a high five. I love that.
Thank you.
But that obviously didn't happen overnight, right?
Oh no.
No
Like I said,
chance.
it's like it's been a
slow
long
burn.
road.
Long road. And I think the best way to kind of go about this is I want to break it down into separate parts.
Okay.
300 shows a year. You and I were laughing about this. That's hardly any days off. And sometimes you play 3. Have you played 4 shows in a day?
Yeah, absolutely. I've probably played 5.
Before we even get into the physical component of that, from
Yeah.
an organizational perspective, how do you stay so organized? How do you not double book yourself? How do you not lose out on opportunities? Or what's your secret?
It's a business. I
Right.
treat it as a business. I don't understand when, you'll get, I do some bookings too at some places, and, when you get a call 30 minutes after someone's set is supposed to start, and it's like, oh, they're not here, where are they? And it's like, I'm always like, and then I have to go out of my way to figure out what happened there. It's like, I don't get how DJs, it's a job.
Yeah.
If you don't show up to work,
Yeah.
you're not going to get to keep going to work.
Yeah.
You're going to have to find some new work. So
Absolutely.
it's never crossed my mind. I make Google calendars. Then I have my spreadsheet, Google calendars, and a physical calendar with dates on it.
I have to have that too.
Yeah, actually, it's cute because that's what my girlfriend does. She writes all the, so it's literally right there in the kitchen, and I know where I have to be at what time. Then I get my Google notifications, and sometimes I get reminders from other places. And how can you miss it if you just put in the effort and are organized about it?
Yeah, totally.
So I don't know.
You stack your schedule though.
I do, yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's through obviously you have such a huge footprint here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Do you go to the different collectives and groups and say, what do you have available? Here's what I can do. Because I think that's lost on people
I get
too.
approached a lot.
Okay.
More than I push myself.
Okay.
I think. And I'm already so busy that there's some collectives I want to work with more.
Right.
I don't have the time, and the problem is I'm usually booked 3 months ahead. I already know.
That's what
I already know my schedule.
That's legit.
So then some of these other collectives or just the venue itself will be like, oh, can we put you on this date? And it's a month from now, and I'm like, I would like to.
Yeah.
And of course, if the price is right, not a problem, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
But, not locally. It's
right.
Unlikely.
Yeah, for sure.
That it's that much different. And then if it's not that much different, this is another thing I want to press on new DJs.
Yeah.
DJs that take a gig and then bail on it for a gig that is maybe $50 more.
Yeah.
Last minute. Don't do that, because you're pissing the people at the top off for $50, and you might have just had an opportunity that you were going to be able to play, regularly at some of these places, but but because you wanted $50 one time.
Yep.
So just think more about like your relationships with people. I don't know who I'm preaching to. I don't know who's watching
Somebody
this,
needs to hear it though. Honestly, you're
but it is something.
For sure.
Facts.
And my biggest thing is like the long-term relationship play, right? It's not even like a play, but it's like
it's the smartest thing you can do.
These are people I want to go into business with.
Right. It's just be professional. Have fun too. I'm not saying like, you have to be a Jehovah's Witness when you're whatever, like be a DJ, but like be a DJ out there when you're DJing, but like on the back end, it is a business.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it's a business that can eat you up and chew you out. Eat you up, chew you, and then spit you out, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Multiple types of chewing going on.
Eat you again and throw you up. It's a process.
Yeah, and honestly, sometimes you got to go through that shit to realize that you fucked up, too. But we're here to tell you that you don't have to do things like that.
Yeah. Look, I've made so many mistakes. And it's all just a learning process. So, the things I did when I was younger, I was not I was not someone I was doing what everybody else does, what I'm telling people not to do. And then some. Yep. I was like a little asshole. Like a lot.
Yeah.
But then you grow up and you learn, you know? That is what it is.
Yeah,
so
true.
I guess just... Yeah.
Stay organized.
Treat people with respect. Organized. Treat people with respect. That's the main thing.
Everybody there, too.
And, because sometimes the person working here, even if they're not top of the totem pole, one day
they will be.
They're going to be the person that you need to talk to do something that's on your bucket list.
Absolutely.
That's just the way it works. It's a big industry, but it's also a very small.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I always ask, like, if I'm going into a new place or it's a place I haven't been in a while, like, hit up whoever booked me. Hey, what's the manager's name? Do you know if they're going to be working? Like, get there early to go, like, say, hey, good to see you, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And not as, like, a political play, but, like,
right.
This is their place, right? Like, I am a guest in their house. Like, I am the DJ here, and ultimately, like, if it's a great place too, it's going to be that person who wants you to come back.
Right, absolutely. Everyone wants to be surrounded by things that make them comfortable.
Absolutely.
So, and that goes both ways, for you, the DJ, and for everybody else working there,
Absolutely. And it's always so much more fun too when the people working there, the employees,
like
you too.
Absolutely.
So much more fun.
That's why it's like sometimes it's very nerve-wracking to like when you're traveling and just playing new spots that you've never traveled before. And, because you're like, oh, these people have never heard me. Like, I want to make a good impression.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. I guess that depends how much you care about
you care
stuff. I care.
I like that you care.
I do care.
Okay, so what about physically though, dude? We talked about the shoes.
Physically, I am a complainer. Physically, I have one of those guns, and I use it like every
massage
day.
Guns. I got one right there too.
Physically, like it takes my whole maybe 2 days off a week, like a Monday and a Tuesday or a Monday and a Wednesday, to recover from what I did Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, hurting. Physically, my neck, like, here's one reason why I love CDJs, current CDJs. Like, what a blessing that you don't have to wear this, 30-pound backpack.
Yes.
And carry it around all day, especially if you're playing multiple gigs and you are literally going from here to here and, you have it on you all day. You can't put it down because then someone might steal it.
Yeah.
Or, I don't want to let my stuff out of sight.
Yeah.
How awesome is it that you can just have this? I've just recently, like probably like 2-3 years ago, started doing, stick.
Really?
Like, I don't all the time. But I do sometimes.
Yeah. Oh,
I do sometimes. It depends depends how demanding or how like high profile the gig is, but it can be high profile and I use it. I guess it depends how long. That's probably the better thing.
Yeah. I know what you mean though.
It's 2 hours,
Dude,
and I already know like they only want, this type of vibe stuff. It's a lot easier. Being open format is, if you really have to go in, for me it still is like I'm much more comfortable on my computer.
Sure, of course.
But the way things are getting and the technology now, just being able to type everything in.
Yeah, it's easy.
It got to be pretty easy.
The 3000s, those CDJs?
Yeah, I'm just still not. It's because I don't own them. So I have
Dude,
Nexus
they're
2s. I love my Nexus 2s.
Me too.
I've become so comfortable on them.
Yeah.
I can play. I'll play 4-hour sets, no problem on those. Open format too.
Yeah.
Not a problem. And it's almost like less is more, because there's less information, but like all the information you need to know about what's happening. And then the CDJ 3000s is like, they're like, even if I know what's going on, all of a sudden like I just start getting lost in like the little things, and I'm like, wait, do I know what's going on? And like it's almost like too much, but there are certain features that are like undeniably
absolutely
a step forward and awesome.
I know.
I feel like we need like a marriage of the two.
I do want a marriage of the two. Dude, the screen is too fucking
It's too big.
I don't need waveforms this big.
It's too big, yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. I have
like they're bigger than the computer waveforms.
Literally, it's like a giant iPad, and I'm like,
yeah.
We just need to get used to it. You're right, though.
Yeah, that's what it is. If I like physically, if like I own them and I was like really practicing on them, because I'm big on that too. Like, I always, younger, like would practice before instead of just like. I never felt comfortable, like, oh, I'm just going to go and do this when I was younger.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and do the set. No, I was so anal about, I need to know where all this stuff is in this crate. I need to know where this stuff is. Just so then when I'm out there, then I feel comfortable. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I didn't even, like, use the stuff I planned.
Yeah.
But knowing what I was doing, I still carry that, to today. Yeah. I think it's such a smart thing to, like, practice if you need it.
Yes.
I mean, there comes a point where you've been doing it so much, obviously you don't need to practice anymore. But like when you're starting out, it is a big thing. Don't practice at the club, because everyone's you're
performing.
It's very obvious.
Yeah, you gotta act like you've done this a million times. I think everything changed for me as a DJ specifically when I got CDJs, and obviously they're not like really affordable, and I think we're all the first person to tell you that, right? But I'd really recommend this to any DJ out there. Save up to get the RX2 or whatever they're called, the XDJs. The all-in-one controller is good, but it's not the CDJ experience.
Not the same.
But if you get the 2-channel, and I can't remember what the little smaller CDJs are called.
You're talking about the 1000, the SSEC.
Yeah,
something.
They're just small. I got a small platter. It's the same experience. You can really hone in on like understanding CDJs, like also little things like the equipment, like the knobs, like.
And that's not a little thing. Like
it's a big.
That's
thing.
like some of the biggest stuff. Like
the headliners don't know.
I am so big on. Well, I wouldn't say I'm so big on effects. I'm not like, oh, let's phaser, this and that. But small things like the echo out, learn how to use really well. Learn how to use the reverb is such a smart tool.
Absolutely.
Especially like when you're doing open format and like things with a lot of lyrics and just to get a clean out. The colors, are a lot of fun. I hate when I see people overuse them.
Yes, that is annoying.
But like, they're there to help, and they really do. It really can improve the listening experience.
Absolutely, and it helps so much. Like you have those bedroom festivals by yourself, like in the early days, and it's fun, and you take the chances, and then that's how you become a unique DJ too. Like you just have to put in the time. I think everybody can agree with that, but. Yeah, that would be definitely a piece of advice that we want to share with people. Like, take the time, and if you don't have it, ask someone who does have it.
Yeah, borrow stuff. I mean, that's what I didn't always have the top of the line DJ
no.
and whatever, but I would like borrow it, or I would go to the club when they weren't open, you know, like make friends with people, like whatever. Like there's lots of ways to do it.
Yeah.
To learn how to, you know, use the equipment. Exactly.
Okay. So, physically you wear Yeezys and massage
Yeezys.
guns. Okay. Yeezys. Okay. Sharing the stage with massive names. So I mentioned the likes of Diplo, Cardi B, Lil Wayne. I mean, I know I can't be the only one to know, but like, how did you? I mean, it's not a one sentence answer, but like, how did you work your way up to doing that? Like, was it connections, relationships, straight hustle, a little bit of everything?
Yeah, probably like definitely a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Connections are huge.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm always like, oh, I don't have connections, this and that, and then like I think, and I'm like, well, actually, yes, I have a connection probably everywhere, but I don't use it. You know, I don't use it, and that's something like I wish I had started using earlier.
Okay.
A lot of it's like the right place, the right time. They're looking for something, and you fit the bill.
Right. They reach out to you?
Just sometimes.
Okay.
Certain companies or whatever.
Right.
Sometimes it's, this person, I got your name from this person, like, they said that maybe be a good fit, whatever.
Yeah.
So definitely lots of, like, networking going on. But also just, like, the drive, like, doing things so many times that you playing so many shows that you really can't be ignored. People are like, I know who that is. Being, I'm sure I have a little bit more of a, I don't want to say a leg up, but, being a girl, like, there's probably not that many that come into the clubs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a handful, for sure.
And crush the sets, people.
Right, that too. So, like, it's memorable. So just be memorable. I mean, I'm not saying you have to be a girl to be memorable.
Yeah, but anyway.
But that's something that I use to my advantage for sure.
Yeah.
But it's also something that, like, but if I suck during a set, then I'll be remembered for that. So I just make sure to always put it all in.
Yeah, take it seriously.
Leave it all on the table. Take it seriously. Yeah. So I mean, I honestly, like, if I could tell you how I got to, like, those certain places, like,
this would be a 10-hour podcast.
It really is just like this, you know? It's slowly, but but you get there.
Well, it's almost like, I mean, like, in one way or another, the guy who's the bar manager at this place when you first start DJing, right?
Sure.
Like 5 years goes by, and that guy still has a great relationship with you and knows you're a big DJ and knows you're talented, and it's like, hey, I work out in Vegas now, and I want you to come out here and do this, right? Like, these things take time, people, right? Like, it's not just like you have some connection that all of a sudden this person's like, you're the fucking shit, I'm booking you, like. I mean,
there's some, for some people, they can get on a roster and someone will do the work for them and this and that. So I think it's just, you have to take every case individually, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's a different situation for every DJ. There's not one right or wrong answer of how to do things. But I think the way I've navigated it is just to put my best foot forward and try to be, like, memorable on a positive level.
Yeah.
And,
I think that's humble advice, Avi. I like that. I like that. So, going off, I know you said you don't want to talk about it too much, but the first female DJ in Chicago to have a mixed residency on iHeartRadio and KISS FM, like, that's beyond cool, though.
So, Clayton actually gave that to me.
Fucking love that guy. That's awesome.
Yeah, same.
How cool was that for you, though?
Really cool. Really fun. I had never done radio stuff before.
Did you, like, go there? Like, how did that work?
No.
You record the mixes?
Pre-record the mixes, and then they play on KISS FM.
But you're thinking about it differently, right? Like,
what do you mean?
Putting together the mix, like, this is going out to a ton of people.
I put so much work into my mixes. But because of my mixes and stuff, I got really good at learning Ableton and, like, learning how to... starting to get an idea of, this is how you produce. Like, this is how, I was basically producing mixtapes, cutting things up and making it my own, doing mashups and doing all of that.
Right.
And I learned a lot of, like, the tools that are, that you learn when you start producing and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though I wasn't making my own music then, What's funny though is I made my own music when I was younger. So much that I used GarageBand, remember?
Of course.
GarageBand, like I would make my own music on GarageBand and my own beats and this kind of stuff. But, you know, I also went to school and studied music, part of what I studied. But I learned, oh my God, what's the other program? It's
Logic?
It's more for like sound design. Oh my God, why is this escaping me? I spent like a year learning this. Oh my God, the big program.
FL Studio?
No, not for.
Not a DAW?
Yes, but not for music production. Oh my God, I need my phone to like.
Reason?
No, this is driving me crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You do when I say it, you'll know. Like the staple of. Oh my God.
Give me a hint.
Well, I mean, that's what it is. It's not for making music, but it's more like for sound design, like for scoring movies and TV, and that's all they use.
Okay.
Why is this? I've never had like such a brain fart.
It's okay. We'll come back to it.
Okay, yeah, let me move on from that.
We'll come
It'll
back
come
to
to
it.
me.
Yeah.
Then everyone's going to be like, oh.
Oh.
But no, so I always made music, like that kind of stuff, like, I'm still trying to find it. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I can see it. I can see it in her eyes. If you're listening,
Anyway.
she's passionate about this.
But you know what I did do?
Yeah.
I made an album when I was 15 or 16. I actually recorded an album. I have the 8-track tape. Like, went to a studio in New York.
Holy shit.
With a drummer and a bassist, and I made a folk album.
Is that still out there in the atmosphere somewhere?
Well, this was before, like, really the internet.
Yeah.
This was, like, before you put things, like, online.
Shit.
This was before MySpace.
Yeah.
This is when I was in high school.
Wow.
Yeah. And I loved, like, folk music. Ani DeFranco, she was, like, so cool to me.
My God,
and,
I haven't heard that in so long.
So, like, that's what I wanted to, like, be. You know what I mean? And I grew up playing instruments.
Right.
I played guitar since I was little. My uncle was in a band, and he played guitar, and he taught me guitar, and then I just kind of taught myself mostly.
Right.
But in high school, I was really good. I was really good at guitar.
Wow.
Like acoustic guitar. I had acoustic and electric, but I had this like beautiful Martin guitar, acoustic, and I was really good because I would watch everything Ani DeFranco does and watch everything that these people that I like do, jam bands. I was very into jam bands at the time too. And then I had a hip hop phase. So basically, my phases changed. I was into so many different kinds of music, and then my trance and electro.
Like an obsessive though. Like it's like that's all you listen to.
I was obsessed to like a genre, and then I would find another genre. Wait, but this genre's got this, and then I was into like backpack hip hop and all this, and then I was into like trance and like I don't even know if it was techno back then, but like just weird Armand Van Helden.
Yeah.
And, like, just like really aggressive trance stuff. But only because they would have like Tori Amos remixes and like this kind of like stuff, Sarah McLachlan remixes of this, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in heaven. I was just into so many different kinds of music.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got off topic here, but what I was gonna say I made that album.
Yeah.
So I had always kind of like made music.
Right.
But I never really took it seriously until like last year.
Composed an electronic track, yeah.
Yeah, I just never sat. I always knew like I could do it. I used to do it kind of. I would make hip hop beats and I could do this, but I never put anything out there. And I was always scared of putting things out there. I was always like, well, but when I want to put something out there, I want it to be like the best it can be. And then I realized, dude, I just got to start putting things out there a little bit and then see what I'm capable of. Like, I had to get over that fear.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same thing where I was asked to do some like DJ reality shows back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I turned it down, and like looking back now, some of those DJs got very popular.
DJ reality show?
Yeah. I was asked to do this DJ reality show. I don't know if you remember, like, what was the name of it? This girl Tina T was on it. There was another it was I think it was on BET, or it was sponsored by like an alcohol brand, Smirnoff, and
I'm
like.
kind of remembering this now.
Yeah, what was the name of it? Anyway.
That's pretty cool. They asked you.
I turned it down because I didn't think I was ready. And looking back, I'm like, that was the stupidest thing I could have ever done.
Yeah.
Because that would have, like...
20/20 hindsight, though, dude. You know?
Yeah.
At that moment, you had to do what you thought was right.
I guess, like, the moral of the story here is just, like, you know, sometimes I don't believe in myself.
Yeah.
And all that does is, like, you know, it's me doing that to myself, and that's so messed up.
Yeah.
Because then once I just, like, get over the fear and just say, like, it's the same thing with putting out, I'm just going to put this song out. And it's fine, might not be for everybody, might not even have gotten a lot of plays, whatever, but, like, it's a starting point, and, like, you know...
Absolutely.
Gotta just go for it.
You have to put yourself out there. It's the hardest thing to do as a creative, like, in any form, whether it's a mix, it actually will pick you up, so you just do whatever you want to do.
I have a loud voice sometimes.
Dude.
When I get excited.
I like your energy. You got me fired up right now. I talk about it and think about it all the time, like... My voice, and I think a lot of people will resonate with this, they don't like the sound of their voice. I think most people probably don't. When I hear my voice, and I've just conditioned myself that, like, this is what I want to do. I'm passionate about, like, getting people's full stories and talking about music, and, like, that means I'm going to have to talk. So I'm going to have to just get used to the fact that my voice is out there in the world a lot. And the fact of the matter is, like, it's who I am. What I think of what my voice sounds like, or what I sound like, or what I think is stupid. Yeah. Nobody else is really thinking like that, right?
No, you're right. I get it. I get very
and
like
music production too. Mm-hmm. Right? It's so easy to be like, this is not a good song, right? Like, and it's easy to just be like, I'm never gonna release it because I'll never be good enough. Yeah. But the fact is, you have to just put it out there, get feedback. Yep. Show that you're trying, and that's the hardest thing to do. Yeah. Because so many people won't put themselves out there out of fear of judgment.
It's hard, man. Judgment's tough. I'm always, you know, it's something I like try to that I work on. Is just not giving a fuck what other people think, but giving a fuck enough, you know, to where like you're still relatable and can take feedback and this and that. Line. It's a fine line, you know. But I care. Everybody cares. Yeah. It's, you know, it's hard not to. Yeah. I hear my voice too, and I'm like, oh. That's what I sound like? Yeah. And it's funny, too, because on that album, it's not what I sounded like.
I want to hear that.
Like, my voice has changed. Like,
how
like,
can
my
we
voice
hear
is
that,
very,
dude?
like, yeah, right. My buddy Big Once, he's constantly, like, every couple of days, he'll text me something like, yo, you going to send me that?
Oh, my God. Now I'm on the list, too.
Because I found a CD recently. You'll never hear this.
Did you listen?
I listened to a little. I almost couldn't. I was like, oh, my God. What's happening? Although there's one song, though, that I'm like, wow, this is good. I mean, all of it, considering I was so young. Yeah. I don't know, like, now it seems like these kids that are 8 years old have this magical talent. Like, some of these kids, like, I'm like,
dude.
You know, the YouTube,
yeah, the YouTube.
TikTok. They're freaking amazing.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But I feel, you know, when I was, like, doing this stuff, it was... like weird, you know, it was like, what, you're making it out like in high school, like weird. People are like, what, like that's the weird, you know, no, not that anyone called me a weird girl. I actually was quite popular, had a lot of friends.
I believe that,
but I was different.
Yeah,
I was definitely different.
Right,
there was no cookie cutter anything I fit into.
Right,
I dressed the same that I dress now.
That's
always. Awesome. Although, and I did have dreadlocks at one point, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Let's bring those back, too.
And I shaved my head to get rid of them and then had dreadlocks again.
All the way?
I shaved my head, and not all, well, yeah, a lot.
Pretty short.
It was pretty short. And then I dyed, I, like, bleached it blonde and, like Eminem.
The mayor's daughter.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. She screamed. She screamed when she saw it. And then at one point I dyed it like bright red. Like I looked like a clown. It was like...
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was just figuring it out. Figuring myself out.
You know what? I know there's a lot of people listening that relate to that, though. I mean, when you're growing up, too, like, trying to find yourself and figure out who you are and
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make mistakes to learn from them, you know?
It's just like artist people, you know? It's like a very emotional
It's
road.
all subjective to like what other people think of your art too.
Yeah.
And their opinion defines your success like on a monetary scale, but I think something that's so important to understand is like when you stay true to yourself
Yeah.
and what you love, especially if you're creating anything, make sure you love that regardless of what anybody else thinks, because that's what'll last. And
Right.
people will hop on that train with you because they're like, you know what? They don't care
It's
what anybody
real.
it's real.
Yeah.
That's what people want
When
in
you're
life.
genuine, you know, you could tell when art's not genuine or when
Yep.
a person isn't genuine. It's just, you know, it's a vibe, a feeling like.
Or when something's been copied, or yeah.
Right. Yeah. So.
I agree.
You know, yeah, I guess it's just do you.
Do
And
you.
in the end, that's what sets you apart anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's real, it's authentic, and that's it.
I know. And I'm so happy to hear that you've gotten into production too.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm excited about it.
I listen to all your music.
Thank you.
You got some different vibes. You got house
different vibes.
progressive house, new disco funky. I got like little future bass.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, obviously, we'll never hear your first album, but when did you actually like really get into producing in Ableton?
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic?
Yeah. I had all the crazy go, all the shows I was playing, and
Yeah.
never had time to like pause. It's always something like, oh yeah, I want to do this. And, you know, I would do little things on the side, but I never just like sat down and said, okay, I'm going to make something that I can like release. In fact, I was confused by everything. I was like, how do I get on Spotify? Like what? Everything confused me. I had to do so much Googling and YouTube research and this stuff.
Dude.
And it's so funny because like, here I am, like, you know, a DJ that's, you know, semi-established, but I had no idea about the business side of creating music. I was literally, like, floored. I was like, this all goes into that?
Yep.
And then if you're going to make a cover song, then what do you have to do? Like, there's so much stuff behind it. You know, I'm my own team. I don't have anybody else. I've never had a manager. I've never had an agency.
Wow.
I've never, you know, a booking agent, nothing. You know, I have people I reach out to for some things.
But they don't
or that, like,
work
I'm not,
for you.
like, no one works for me. I'm not
Right.
exclusive with anyone. Like, it's just me. And so, and I don't love to ask questions if I don't have to. So, but I love to research. That's something
Yeah.
like I love to do. I love to read about things and learn about all kinds of things. So like this was just kind of like, well, I'll use this time, and I don't like to be still. So like I was like, I have all this time.
Yeah.
Which, you know, in retrospect was great. I, you know, got to relax. Like my body kind of might have healed itself a little bit in some
Reset.
respect. It was a
Yeah.
good reset, yeah. And then I just started like, you know, reading things and watching YouTube videos and this stuff, and then I started applying that to, you know, some ideas that I had.
Yeah.
And things came together. So yeah.
Self-taught there
if
too?
It wasn't self-taught, yeah. So if it wasn't for the pandemic,
Yeah, no.
I mean, I probably would never have started to put out music. I would have just kept putting it off.
Absolutely.
So that that was kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I get to like, you know, kind of releases some energy. It's fun. I love creating music. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I could literally do it all day long. But
Do you
know.
see this as like maybe not a fork in the road, but a new path for you and your passion in music?
Yeah, 100%. Because like when I really think about it, this is like what I always wanted to do. Like I always wanted to be a musician since I was a little kid. That's all I wanted. I would play band with my brother instead of like playing house or G.I. Joes or whatever. We'd play band. Like I would dress him up like a rock star, and then I would like dress myself up, and we would like pretend like we were in the band, or even when we were smaller than that, like dancing, like learning Madonna and Paula Abdul steps and Michael Jackson. Like I would like make him watch the music videos and like. Yeah, we would. My poor brother.
What's his name?
Michael.
Michael. You gotta send this to him.
Yeah, I will.
He's
for
the
sure.
man.
Mikey. So, but yeah, like we would, like, you know, like do music stuff, like like as part of our kid games, you know, and I always said I just wanted to be in a band, and then I, you know, learned how to play instruments when I was little, you know. I played some piano, I played guitar, I played violin at one point even. Yeah. I took a violin actually in college, so very late, and it wasn't anything special, you know, some hot cross buns and this and that.
There you go,
like,
sure.
I did have a little recital.
All right.
And drums, I played a little bit of drums. I won a drum kit. My senior year, they have like this party. Yeah. And they have gift giveaways at the end of the night. Like the theme was like gambling.
Oh,
we were up all
I know
night.
what you mean. Yeah, it's something similar.
We were up all night, and like you win tickets, really.
Yeah.
And you put the tickets in a box, and I kept saying this whole time, like to my friends or whatever, I was like, I want that drum set. Yeah. Even though I'm about to go off to college, I don't know what I think I'm going to do with it. I want that drum set. When the drum set was called, they called my name, and I was like, yes. We had to pile a drum set in like a Ford Escort. Like my dad's car.
Hell
I was driving at the time. Yeah. And I remember my dad was like, what the hell are you going to do with this drum set? Like, you're just going to, you know, it was loud. Yeah. It was loud. It was loud for 3 months before I left for college. And then he got rid of it. When I came back, he's like, oh, you weren't going to use it, right? Really, it was because it was so loud.
Wow.
But, yeah.
But music has always been like
intertwined. And my brother too. Yeah. He played trumpet. Like,
jeez.
Like he was like the, here I go, another loss for words. Drum major. Yeah. With the trumpet. Wow. He was like really good. He actually got offered like a scholarship to, he's also very smart. He got offered like a scholarship to West Point if he would play the trumpet.
Holy
and
shit.
He didn't want, that wasn't the path. He wanted to make movies, but that's
literally
a
the
story.
Trumpet guy at West Point. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, he was like good.
Damn, Mikey, let's go. But obviously, like, you've always wanted to create with music at the core of that.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that's all I wanted to do was, like, make music always. Yeah. And, like, different kinds of music because, you know, like we talked about it, I'm interested in so many different genres. I mean, like, there's probably, like, not one thing that I'm like, oh, I can't find anything good to say about it. Like, I don't think there's anything like that exists for me. No. And I think, like, my style and like my ear is very eclectic, and maybe the one thing I struggle with is not saying I'm creating a particular genre or being able to like oh yeah, I make house music, I make this kind of music. I don't know what I make until I make it. Yeah. Well, also it's kind of like reflects in your DJ style, right? Like you never know what you're gonna play. Yeah. And that true. Right? And that gives you the ability. And, like, I want to ask you specifically about some of these tracks because I really do like them. Like, Human and Love Yourself, future bass vibes. Yep. Love that. Like, Love Yourself with Raquel Reigns. Yeah.
All right, let's check this one out together. This one's called Love Yourself by Avi Sic featuring Raquel Reigns. Definitely a unique energy to it. Yeah, like, do you know Raquel? Did you do this in person? How did this come together?
We met through like DMs, like online.
Oh yeah? Where's she from?
She's from New York.
Nice.
So she I saw her during the pandemic. I got the TikTok.
Yeah, of course.
And I saw something, like it came up on like a For Your page or whatever, and it was a singer, and she's singing called Subway Series.
Okay.
She's under a subway, belting out like a cover, and
dude,
it sounds
I've
really
seen
like
her,
amazing because you're like, so that's her. So
Oh,
she
damn.
blew. She's over 1 million followers.
Yeah,
yeah,
shit.
she's big. But when I reached out to her, it was just the beginnings of everything.
Okay.
And she maybe had like 10,000 followers.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we started talking. She loved my vision. I loved her voice. You know, we kind of like were talking about what we wanted to make. Literally within a month's time, she had like 1 million followers. And we were like, well, we're still doing this.
Yeah, for sure. Damn.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's awesome.
She's really, really talented voice. And honestly, we finished the song a long time before I released it. Because I was trying to like, well, A, wanted to make it perfect.
Yeah.
For her.
Right. Yeah.
You know, for both of us. And then shop it around and this and stuff. And then, you know, just decided like, all right, let's just put it out.
Yeah.
I'm glad we just, you know, got it out there in the universe.
For sure.
So.
I think it's a great track. Wow,
Yeah.
I'm glad I picked that one because that one had a hell of a story. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this one, House Vibes, right? In the Closet with Steven Voice. Did I say that correctly?
Yep.
This track's hot. Absolutely love this track. Let's listen in now. This one's called In the Closet by Avi Sic featuring Steven Voice.
Whatever we say, or do to each other. For now, we make a vow to just keep it in the closet.
Who's Steven?
Steven. So also just like an internet meet situation, we both had a lot of followers on OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah?
Like a lot. So we were featured together.
Okay.
For some of like their OnlyFans content.
Right.
And just to know, I only do music stuff on OnlyFans.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I know. Everyone's wondering. Well, it's ridiculous.
But I kind of like...
Everybody think that's what... It's only on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is, but then at the same time, they were trying to do, like, creator stuff, and I had, like, a connect there, and it just all happened, and I was featured on all their pages, and I all of a sudden had, like, thousands and thousands of fans. Like, I have a pretty big profile on OnlyFans.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I also did some of that during the pandemic. But really, honestly, I was just reposting stuff. I had posts that I would put on my Instagram and stuff like that, but it was, like, a whole new... you know, people, a whole new base,
right.
whole new fan base,
right.
on there. So
Legit.
that was cool. Yeah, so that's how we met, because we both had done like features on OnlyFans. We had seen each other's like stuff like on there. You know, I did like a video for them and just talking about creative stuff, and so did he. And I think it was me who reached out to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure. It's usually me who reaches out to everybody.
I like that.
I love it. I love reaching out to people because, like, all you lose is if they don't respond back. That's it.
Dude, I can't tell you how many messages I've sent to people I want on the podcast, and it's like, they don't see it, they don't see it, they don't see it, they don't see it. And then I get them, and they respond.
Yes. I mean, so I heard his voice. You know, I saw, like, one of his videos about him. He's a singer and from Canada. And that's all he does on his OnlyFans, too, singing. So,
okay.
Yeah. And, so we were both, like, in that music space on there.
Yeah.
And I said, like, hey, man, like, I saw you on the page on OnlyFans. I saw you, too. Like, cool. Like, hey, man, if you'd ever be interested in putting something together, like, I love your voice, this and that. Yup, I'm on board. What should we make? Dope. It was, like, that easy. Actually, with both of these artists, it was that easy. And he came up with the idea for that particular song. We decided we were going to make, like, a Michael Jackson cover, or, like, an 80s cover. We hadn't decided Michael Jackson yet, but we wanted to do some kind of, like, maybe
rendition.
80s or 90s, something, like kind of like a throwback cover.
Right.
And he sounds so much like Michael
He
Jackson.
does. That's why I picked this one. His voice is awesome.
He sounds just like I was like, are you sure you didn't just like send me the acapella there? But no, he's amazing. So that was a fun one. It's like a lesser known Michael Jackson song, but it was like one of his favorites. So
yeah, for sure.
It definitely it definitely came together.
I like it a lot. It's awesome.
I like the beat on it too. I think
sure.
it really like everything about that one is like
it's
a hidden gem.
It's well put together.
Yeah.
I found it. You guys got to check that one out too. And then the Progressive House and New Disco Funk. I don't know what to call one of these. New Disco Funk.
I know what you're talking about though, this feeling.
Well, I was thinking like, it was This Feeling, but
Yeah.
I was thinking like With You, this is Progressive House.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a traditional Progressive House track, but I think it's like my favorite track of yours. Like the arpeggiator and the drop is like, you don't have to do too much with it. You know, like this isn't like a crazy complicated song. I just found it like a very, very vibey, like easy to enjoy track. And that's very hard to harness as a producer, right? Because it's so easy to go overboard and then think less is more and then you don't have enough.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is this line I'm supposed to find, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You did a great job with that one. All right, let's check out my favorite Avi Sic track. This one's called With You.
That
were
one.
Were you feeling yourself? Like, were you like, I'm feeling progressive today?
I was. Yeah, it was. I guess it was just the mood of the day.
Because I was like, damn! Like all of a sudden, this progressive track comes out of nowhere, which I love.
I love that style. Honestly, I was like, because I was almost leaning into like this more like a techno vibe at first with it, and then that all kind of happened with like the synths and stuff started to like evoke feeling, like a lot of like nostalgic feeling maybe, and then I guess that's usually progressive house, so it just it really kind of made itself after a while.
Okay, I know exactly what you mean.
It was just building on it, and then finding a sound here, and then being like, actually, that's the sound I want to use, and it wasn't like I set out to make that kind of track. Actually, with all of them, I never set out to make a certain track. I do a lot of times start with a vocal that I like. Yeah. Which still could go any way. Yeah. For the styles. Right. Yeah. That's just how that one happens. But yeah, I really like that one too.
Yeah, it's a great track. But we gotta talk about Drowning in Your Love with Trentino. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know you guys are gonna love this one too. This one's called Drowning in Your Love by Avi Sic and Trentino. obviously another incredible producer and DJ. Is he from Chicago originally?
Yeah, he's from the suburbs.
Right.
Originally.
He's been out in Vegas for a while.
So actually, when we were talking about who did I know, I cannot believe I left him off the list.
He was one of the first
He
ones?
was like my best friend for like 7-8 years.
Wow.
Like we were like inseparable.
Oh, that's awesome.
I cannot believe I forgot. Oh,
He's a legend.
Now I talked about you.
He's the man.
I mean, I even went with him to Canada when he did the RedBull 3 style.
No shit.
Yeah.
How cool was that?
Very cool.
Damn.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Gosh. And it's cool to see you guys producing together then.
Yeah, so this is like our 4th track maybe that we've made together.
Okay.
The other two or three were remixes.
Oh, okay.
Years ago.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, what am I talking about just this year? I did actually make a few tracks with him a few years. Yeah, back in like... Oh, man. So probably like... When did he move? So probably like 8 years ago, maybe. Oh man, we'll have to go on the internet and look him up.
He's been out of Chicago for a while.
And I mean, some of us have a lot of plays.
Really?
Yeah, like the hundreds of thousands.
I didn't see them.
Type in Trentino and Avi Sic.
And it's there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of them's a Fiona Apple cover. Well, not cover, remix. There's another one called Late Guest at the Party, which was this like indie band. Both of them, it was my idea to remix those songs.
That's a great name.
They were very like... The Fiona Apple one was the theme song from that show The Affair, and I was like, for some reason on HBO I like love that show, and every time it would come on, that theme song, I was like...
Yeah.
It just like, something about it. And I was like, can we remix this? He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, I guess I did do some other stuff before. But you know what I mean. My own stuff, whatever.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
What is your favorite track, regardless of success or streams, then? And it's okay to say unreleased, too. That happens a lot.
Well, I do have a new one that's coming out. That's, very cool.
Yes.
I mean, maybe unreleased. I have a lot of unreleased stuff that I'm loving right now.
Yeah.
But... I guess of the stuff I've released, With You does it for me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad we share that.
Yeah. It just seems like, it sounds just like not trying hard, natural, it works.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's a great way to put it. That's like exactly what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Kind of just like, it just came together.
Yeah.
Love it. Hell yeah. Go check out Avi Sic's music, guys, for real. And actually, they're going to have heard it. What I like to do is, for people that haven't heard it, we'll do a little clip before we talk about it, so they'll have heard it. But go check out all of her music, too. Killing it. I can't wait to hear what you're doing, too.
Yeah.
So, Avi, I want to finish by talking about kind of just like where music is at right now.
Okay.
And where you think it's going to be. And I wanted to start by talking about DJ culture. Something that I think a statement you and I hear a lot is everyone's a DJ.
Yeah.
Right? We've been hearing that. It's a statement that it's kind of a blanket statement, but there's no doubt the barrier to entry as a DJ is the easiest it's ever been. Right. You know, like when you did DJ in a box, right? Like kids can get $100 controller with built-in Serato for Christmas.
You don't even need a controller, right?
You don't even need a controller.
Do it on your phone or your iPad or
You can do it on your phone. Like downloading music illegally, like is pretty easy, but also affordable. DJ pools, like Beatport, you can buy 50 tracks for $8.
Oh wow!
I guess my some of these like large compilations.
Okay.
I guess my question is like, are we hitting that peak of everyone's a DJ? And like, will DJing like go out of style? Like, is it a trend? I mean, it's a kind of a convoluted question. It's a little open ended, but like.
Well, it's funny. Like years ago, if I told people I'm a DJ, like it's more like, oh, like what's that? Like, what exactly does that mean? Yeah. Now I'm a DJ, hey, I'm a DJ. Oh, you're a DJ.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody knows what a DJ is. Like,
right.
Everyone from like your grandmother to whoever knows what a DJ is now.
Yeah, that's true.
Back then it was a disc jockey. What are you talking? They thought I was like talking on the radio or something. Like, no, it's definitely become mainstream, as mainstream as it can be.
Yep.
But I mean, but what was the question? Is it peaking?
I mean, are we hitting a peak of that? Like, do you think that people, because becoming a DJ is an easy thing, but becoming successful as a DJ is another thing, right?
And I think it'll continue to be that way for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, it's still gonna take. There's still only gonna be certain people that are household names.
Yeah.
There'll be a new wave at some point. I also think the whole metaverse and this whole new virtual reality world is going to influence the answer to that question.
Yeah, I agree too.
A lot.
Yeah.
At some point it might it really might not be physically DJing in a club. Like it might actually be like the bedroom DJ will be the famous DJ playing a festival in the metaverse. Like it's
reach more people that way too.
You really can. Yeah. And then it loses. So there's that, and then there's the exclusivity factor of it. So there'll have to be two parts to it. You'll be in the metaverse in a basement party, a wristband party.
Yeah.
However that'll work. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed.
It's changed a lot.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's really just now becoming such a massively popular and widely known thing. I talk about European trends a lot versus American trends, particularly in dance music, and a lot of times America's commonly known as behind the curve.
For dance music, sure.
Yeah, but there's a lot of innovation and collaboration that's going on in America right now too, with DJs and stuff. And I think you have a great point about the metaverse. We don't know what the future of DJing looks like. Right? Because if you want to be a world touring DJ and you don't produce music, that's very difficult to do, right?
Yeah.
But what is the next cornerstone for DJing? I don't think any of us know, because there are producers that can't be DJs and there are DJs that can't be producers, and what else is out there? Is there another arm that we don't know about yet?
That's interesting. There always is. It just has to be found.
It's gonna grow sometime.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a really interesting.
Literally
thought.
a robot arm.
Literally a robot arm. That could be it too. But it's a question I like asking someone with so much experience like you, because there are a lot of DJs that I'm sure approach you wanting to learn about the industry and DJing and the business side and all that stuff. It happens to me, and I try and just give them the hardcore facts up front. You got to know you got to commit to this.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's not going to be all fun and games the whole time, and sometimes you're your only fan, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
It's sad, but
I know, I was like, oh.
You're right, but you knew. You've had those moments, and
yeah, there's there can be a lot of disappointment, but there's also a lot of there can be a lot of high moments.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just balancing those. Not everything is what it looks like on Instagram, and everyone that you see has had a road to get where they are now. So
truth.
Yeah.
Truth.
Everyone's just got to find theirs for themselves,
Yeah, and we all have a different path to success too.
Yeah.
I think that's important to understand.
It is. Nobody knows. Look, yes, it would be nice to be the most famous DJ in the world and make $1 billion and get to play these festivals and this and that. But then, you see the other side of it, like Avicii, for example.
Yeah.
And, no, it's not, the grass is not always greener. You don't know what everybody's going through or how, what they're really giving up to be in those certain positions,
Yep.
If you're just happy doing what you do, really doesn't get better than that. Us as people, we always want to do more.
Yes.
That's just that's a thing. It's success, the drive. And that's the best quality to have, but when you think so big, you can get down on yourself. So I think it's a lot of just pulling back and realizing the accomplishments that you've made.
Yeah.
And let that really sink in and have that be, enough.
That is great advice. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's real talk right there. So we've talked about not only your music, but music in general and where we're at right now with music trends. It's no surprise house music is really becoming more commercialized and mainstream. You look at festival lineups right now.
Yeah.
Dubstep, rhythm, the heavier stuff has really become its own festivals.
Yeah,
and
that's true,
even look at Lollapalooza, dude, big house acts are getting booked. And especially in the U.S., right?
Okay.
I mean, it's wild to see, and if you look at what music is trending on Spotify too, right? Like a lot of those on the Mint playlists and dance music and popular music, it's house music. It's traditional house music and variations.
Yeah.
How do you think like the future of house, like right now, as a DJ, like is changing the industry?
I mean, personally, I love it.
I love it too.
That's
the answer I'm looking for.
I love playing house music. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, I love playing everything, but I think like when you're told to play certain things every night, it gets very tired. And dance music just has, just the energy and whatever, everything behind it it's just like it's its own animal, Yeah. You can play like all kinds of like open format pop and hip hop and rock and funk, you can like play that stuff like the mainstream, but like the mainstream top 40 stuff over time. But like it's not exploring the music that's out there, because there's so much crazy music in like the electronic category.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if I'm answering your question.
No.
House has so many like subgenres and stuff too. So like back in the day, like when DJing became really popular, it was EDM. That was what house music is now.
Avicii again, like levels.
Yeah.
Just to give everybody understanding, yeah.
Yes. And now like like the acheieve, Lean With It, and like the Navos, and like Believe Me, that song, like it's just very like feel good, energetic, easy, fun.
Dude.
Dance music,
There's a gap being bridged between hip hop and rap and electronic music. And it's because of those tracks like acheive's track. And
true. Right.
Like,
which is a sample.
Yeah. And it's a very exciting time right now for house music to be popular. You remember house music still a lot is like taboo at some places, right? Like, no house, like only hip hop, only like top 40, only this stuff. I'm like, dude, the people want the house.
They do.
I played in Wrigley recently. People were putting up on Snapchat, play Chris Lake. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, dude.
People are never surprised me. Some people have like, some of the requests can actually be like amazing.
They're better than anything I could pick.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll get like some people that really just surprise you, and they surprise you too in the weirdest places like Wrigleyville.
Dude, I was like, I think it was before Halloween. I was like doing some Monster Mash bullshit. Just like a good paying gig. Yeah. And this guy's like comes up and is like with his groups of friends. He's like, put on Chris Lake. I'm like, fuck yeah, put on Chris Lake, dude. I got you. Thank God I can have some fun right now.
Chris Lake.
Yeah. So.
I think the last time I saw him at Wavefront Festival, whenever that was.
Yeah.
He's a long time ago.
He's crazy big right now.
Yeah. I mean, everybody, honestly, it's kind of cool because, like, a lot of those DJs that, they were big, they're big DJs.
Yeah.
But they weren't, like, being the ones being played on the radio kind of big.
Exactly.
And now it's, like, switch places, and now that is, like, what's being played. I think it's, like, like, the drops are, like, just easier, houseier,
you can get along with it.
More melodic.
More vocals are being
included
these days. I mean, I think that's something that people are really hopping on for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I like a lot of your music, because it has original vocals.
Yeah.
That always, like, when I hear like a song for the first time with vocals that just connect with you.
That's what me too.
So
that's the first thing for me.
Only dance music. I don't want to say that stubbornly because I like a lot of rap songs, but it's not the same connection.
No, that's more like the hooks and like the catchiness of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people's voices that are like, wow, it just sounds good.
Yeah, like if I hear "Kiss Me More" on the radio, like I'm literally like, I don't know what happened to me. I love that song. I don't know why, but like something happens.
Yeah, no
but
apologies.
If I hear, no apologies. But if I hear like a great dance song with like an awesome vocal and there's a big build up and it's just a great composition and the drop hits and I'm just like, I can't even describe the feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I have, I have the same feelings. It's it's just the energy. The energy is different with dance music, you know?
Yeah,
and just being, you know, with all the different elements that there are within dance music, like you can really just go any way with it. Like you don't have to, like in top 40, you kind of have to play like a song that you know, and then another song that people know, and then like maybe you could sneak in one that like they kind of know, or like a throwback that some people know and whatever. But like with dance music, even if they don't know it, they feel it.
Yep.
It's a different. That's where the difference is between like the top 40 stuff and dance. It's like it doesn't have to be known, but it, you know, it carries the same weight as if they knew it.
Yeah, and
when it's good.
Absolutely, and the crowd really lets you be yourself too when they go for a dance music club, right?
Oh yeah.
There's no expectations like you work for me right now. This
right.
It's like I'm here. This is your job. You do your thing.
Yeah, and yeah, really, you can get away. I guess just depends on the gig, but you can get away with playing so much stuff. You still can throw in like stuff, you know, that people like heard 10 years ago. That
fact,
was
you should
throw in like, you know, the Whistler or Claude Von Stroke or like
nice.
You know, throw in whatever.
Yeah.
Like so just like stuff that like hit back in the day, but then, you know, and then you could even just find a remix for now. Like it always works. It's timeless. I guess that's the word.
Yes.
I think dance music is always timeless. It's not stuck in that song was in the, you know, was in the early 2000s. Like if we're playing a Ludacris song, you know, everybody say that's an early 2000s song. But like you don't say that when you're playing a house song from the early 2000s. It's just a house song.
Yeah. God damn.
I mean, unless you're playing like DeBarge or something like 8, and then you say fine, that is dance-ish.
You're right though.
For 80s.
You're so right. There's no like expectation with it. It's like this song works and that's all there is to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when everybody put out all those remixes of Sandstorm a couple years ago, you know what I mean? I think
funny.
that, you know, so I guess like that's what I mean. Like, fine, you'll hear that or Space Jam or whatever, and then fine, you can date that, but you know, that's meant to be dated. Like with the majority of like remixes or anything that you'll play, it's just it's the same thing. It's timeless.
Wow. It is timeless. And you were the right person to ask that question too.
Okay, because I'm so old.
No, because you have this like great perspective.
Thank you.
And I think you definitely have a lot of pieces of wise advice and unique. Like I mean, I don't know how to say it. Like you just have this unique perspective, and I think like that's why I love doing this.
Yeah,
because I get to uncover like what somebody like yours perspective is on like where we're at right now as a DJ culture with dance music. And, I mean, it sounds like
you're helping me also figure some things out. I'm like,
hey, that's what I'm here for.
Just kind of.
I'm here to unlock shit. That's like literally what I'm here to do.
No, it's great. I haven't thought about a lot of like the reasons behind why we do what we do.
Right.
But it is interesting.
I do want you to know that you are making like an impact, whether you know it or not. Like you really are. I really do think you are. Like I've looked up to you as a Chicago DJ for years now. Everybody knows who you are here. Like this. Having you on Sherm in the Booth now, like, is a great moment for both of us, especially me, because, like, I've been doing it for a while, so I feel like it's justified, you know? And I feel like...
I was flattered when you asked.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, it's cool because the scene can be very intimidating, you know, when you're trying to get into it, like we talked about in the beginning. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, like, everybody, you, me, we've all started somewhere. We've all gotten help from somebody, whether it's Trentino or Clay or Jem or like.
Yep.
I mean, my list is 1 million people long. It's everybody who's been on my podcast, right? Like. Yeah. So I just want people out there to know, young DJs that are looking to get into the game, and that's a lot of the people who listen to the podcast. Mm-hmm. You have to do what Avi's done, reach out to people. You have to do what I've done, take time to meet with them, and it's just it's an honor to have you on for real.
Thank you.
You had fun.
It's an honor to be here.
You had some fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I had a great time.
I couldn't shut up half the time.
Dude, okay, are we going to look up what that program was, though?
Yes, wait, give me a second. It's got to just come to me.
Dun, 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 dun.
Why am I blanking on this?
I mean, I'm not exactly sure, so I can't even help here. But I'm with you in spirit.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up. The games are still rolling. We
know,
gotta let every.
like soft. I'm just like.
We gotta let everybody know.
Software for sound design.
Software for sound design. Maybe I could do one of these live where people could actually help us out with stuff like this.
Right?
Yeah. We could use that.
God, it's not even here. Pro Tools.
Oh,
It's not even here on the top. I was like, why can't I think of the name?
I know
Because
that.
Pro Tools used to be the only.
I knew that. Yeah.
You know?
We knew that.
That was the standard.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, and I learned on Pro Tools in college, and then it became so obsolete for music production so fast.
Yeah.
Because it's not really for production, but it is like for sound design and
Right.
stuff. It's for production in a different way.
Right.
Scoring.
Pro Tools. Sponsor us. It's a really memorable software. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know what? We gotta end on a high note, don't we? We remembered it.
Yeah.
With a little bit of help.
That's true.
That's right.
A little bit of help from the internet. I should have Hey Surrey'd it.
Yeah, that would have been. Wait, say that again. Did you say Surrey?
Hey Surrey'd it. Yeah.
Your accent came out there a little
Why
bit.
would I say?
Hey, Surrey.
My accent. I'm from the land of no accents.
Dude, do I have an accent?
Not really. I feel
No.
like Illinois, like, unless you're from very certain, or, well, you're from
Indiana.
Indiana.
I have some twang that'll come out. Little, like, y'all sometimes happens, and I'm like, whoa.
And when you say it like y'all,
Yeah,
I did hear it
exactly.
there. But I feel like a lot of the Midwest, like unless you're like really Chicago or
Yeah.
whatever, then like I'll hear it on people. But a lot of the times I don't hear.
No, it's normal. We talk
Yeah.
normal. I think accents are like our parents almost.
Yeah, just like how like when you watch like old movies
Yeah.
and like they just have a different voice.
They do.
It's
Straight
like maybe
up.
it's just generational.
Maybe it is. I don't have a lot of friends with accents either, unless they're
And that's like from the
foreign.
deep south. I went to college in Savannah, Georgia,
Oh my god.
and they had accents.
Yes, they definitely have accents there too. Maybe it's just like parts of the Midwest.
Mm,
God, Savannah?
Savannah.
How did we not uncover
Yeah,
that? I forgot.
Savannah College of Art and Design.
Wow.
SCAD is what they
SCAD?
call it now.
Savannah College of Art
Yeah.
Design. Nice.
Mm.
You do music?
I did music. I did kind of a bunch of stuff. I went there to do. I didn't know what I just loved art of
Yeah.
all kinds.
Right.
I loved music. I loved performing arts. I loved visual art.
Yeah.
I loved 3D art, even though that was just beginning to be a thing. However, my friends that majored in that are now like doing wild things.
Yeah.
So successful.
Yeah.
That was like, that's what you, are the ones that did like web stuff.
Right.
Because back then it was like the World Wide Web, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But like they majored in it and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it blew up and they like helped create the internet.
Holy
like,
shit.
Kind of. Not really helped create it, but they pushed things ahead. It's pretty cool. But yeah,
Damn.
it's a great school. It's a private school. It's
Cool.
It's a very for arts and stuff. But yeah, I
Nice.
kind of did a little bit of everything
That's awesome.
until I figured out what I really wanted to do, which I never figured out.
Was it a lot of like, was it people who are from Savannah or mostly like,
No, mostly people from all over.
what's Savannah like as a town?
It
Isn't that old?
was beautiful. It's a beautiful city. So like the main city, the school had like buildings throughout,
Yeah.
like the main downtown area.
Nice.
Weeping Willows and
Wow.
it's where think Forrest Gump, that park scene is
Okay.
that's Forsyth Park. That was our park.
Oh.
So like that beautiful, just like
That's
southern
cool.
weeping willows and this and that, and then you go to like the other side of town and it's more like a city.
Okay.
But like people, if you're in college there, you mostly just hang out in the downtown area.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been back in a really long time.
You should.
I know I want to,
That'd be sick.
but yeah, it was cool. It was definitely different.
Shout out SCAD.
It was different. Shout out Scab.
Here's what we're gonna finish on. Shout out Mikey.
Shout out Mikey.
Shout out
Pro
Yeezys,
Tools.
Pro Tools.
Yeezys.
Yeezys. SCAD.
Scad.
Progressive House.
Progressive House. For
Progressive.
sure.
A lot of great topics today.
Yeah.
What else do we got? We got DJ in a Box.
DJing about 123dj.com.
123dj.com.
Does this still exist?
Yeah,
Really?
the sketchy ass fucking
Is it
store.
sketchy? Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
There's a store, 123 DJ.
Here?
Yeah, in Chicago. I know there's a website, but there's also like an off store. I'm 100% sure it's called 123 DJ.
Wait, really?
Dude, don't go in there. I went there like back in the day looking for like some sort of cord or some shit. They gotta like buzz you up, and it's like under the highway, and it's like it looked like a place that wasn't in like.
I wonder if they're affiliated with the website or not.
I don't know. I don't know. Come up with a different name because it did not look good on the website. Because the website legit.
Yeah, I mean maybe I don't know. I haven't been on.
I haven't been on
years.
all the time. It's been a while. Okay, well you know what? I'm taking 123 DJ
They
off.
shipped it. It did come to my house.
Thank you. We owe that to you. CDJs for sure get a shout out. CDJ 2000 specifically.
Yeah.
And Jewish people.
Jewish people. Mazel.
And you know what? If you made it all the way to the end with us, thank you so much.
Do I look at the camera or something?
Yeah, say thank
Hi,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, what's up? And thanks for watching that video. You looking for more content now? I got your back. Go to my YouTube channel right now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you never miss any upcoming exclusive artist interviews, Sherm in the Booth clips, new music, live sets, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything electronic music. Cheers.